Big league spring training camps in full swing in warm weather Florida and Arizona. But for the Hokies, game action has already begun. Andrew Allegretta sits down with head baseball coach Patrick Mason to preview a promising season at English Field. It is part one of this week's Carilion Coach's Corner.
All right, John, thank you very much. Coach, thank you for talking with us. What excites you about your group this season? What gives you confidence about Virginia Tech baseball this year?
Yeah, we got a lot of veterans who have returned from the past couple of years, and a ton of depth and experience within our lineup. But probably the thing that most excites me is this overall group of guys and who they are to each other, how hard they work, how hard they compete, how hard they hit the books and do work in the community. Everything about them is everything we want in our program, and to have that along with talent makes you pretty excited.
How do you see this team being defined on the field, skill set wise?
We return 80% of our innings. We got 4 guys back from injury from last year, and we have a really good freshman class to put on top of that. So we have a lot of depth, a lot of talent on the mound, and I think we have the ability to go into series and win games on pitching alone, which is not to say we couldn't have done that in years past, but it's more realistic to think that can be the identity of our team.
All right, so let's flip it over to the bats. You talk about returning a lot of innings. What you don't return necessarily is that middle part of the order. Sean Kiselica, Alex Perez, Brendan Hayden are off the team. How have you guys adjusted in the lineup?
Yeah, well, we're still figuring things out, but we're going to put Max Ponzurk in the middle of the order like we did over the weekend. We'll also have Tommy Stoffel, who missed last year with his back injury. Talented freshman 2 years ago who was essentially our right fielder for the majority of games and had a pretty good offensive year that year. He'll be right in the middle of the order as well, and Phil Soretta is now able to play full time. Last year, I always said Phil's job was probably the most thankless in our program. He played on Friday nights when Kiselica pitched, so he saw everybody's ace, and then he pinched hit in the 9th inning against everybody's closer for the year. So I think his numbers are a little bit deceiving, and he definitely got thrown to the wolves. It was a tough job. He did a great job with it, but I'm happy to see him be able to be in our lineup on a daily basis and be able to settle in and go through some ups and downs, but just be an everyday lineup player. So those 3 guys will be the middle of our order. We obviously have Sage back, and that's huge. Anytime you have a talent like him at the top of your order, you feel pretty good about being able to generate some runs from that part of your lineup. And then Ryan Tuff's been a 3-year starter, and Matt Dobie's been a 3-year starter. And so we got a lot of talent, and I told our guys as soon as we got back, we look at guys like Alex and Brendan and Eric Payne. They all batted, Alex was a 220 hitter, Brendan was a 202 hitter, Eric Payne batted a 180 as a sophomore. So, all right, we had some guys who maybe didn't achieve ultimate success last year, but they're in the same boat that the guys we're missing this year were 2 years ago. So we just got to, keep faith in that development and keep working hard, and we'll be fine.
Coach Mason, he is as good with remembering statistics and numbers as any coach that I've been around, as you saw rattling off numbers about Alex Perez like that.
Yeah, just don't look them up. I know that's big right now in the presidential year. Everyone likes to go to fact check.
So let's fast forward to April. The last question that I want to ask you, a couple of exciting games coming up in Pulaski at Calfee Park. Radford and Duke will be played there. How'd that come together?
Well, the Sheeler group was really the catalyst to it, and I know that obviously our AD, Whit Babcock, and Sheeler have a tremendous relationship, and with their investment and bringing the Yankees there last year and the investment into the facilities, it was just a natural fit to put some games down there and try to get our product out into another area of our fan base and bring in some good opponents in doing that. So really looking forward to playing our games over there. I think the ticket sales are going to be tremendous, and I think the atmosphere is going to be really nice. So we're happy to do it and looking forward to it very much.
And very much looking forward to that the entire season. Coach, thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
More Virginia Tech Sports today after this.